the time. Heaven is a place on earth where you tell me all the things you want to do. Hey everyone, it's Nate from Echo City Music Lab. Today I'm going to show you how to play Video Games by Lana Del Rey. This was the first song of hers I ever heard back in 2012, and still one of my favorites, and it's really easy to learn and fun to play, so let's do it. Alright, so there's really only two sections of this song. There's the verse chord progression, which is also used for the intro and the outro and the interludes. And there's also the chorus, but we'll start with the verse. And I recommend getting the chords and lyrics chart. I put a link down in the description, and that'll let you know where the chords line up with the words that you sing. So here's that main intro and verse progression at its most stripped down. It's going to sound like this. So in the left hand, we'll just do single bass notes, so just playing the note that the chords are named after. So we're going to do F sharp. I'm starting on my second finger here. F sharp, A, F sharp, A, down to C sharp, then to D, 3, 4. And I just use my pinky on the C sharp and D, but you could do pinky to fourth finger or even third to second if it feels a little smoother. And we're in 4/4 time, just counting a really slow pulse. And for the most part, this F sharp to A pattern is going to happen just on every count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So except for that D, which lasts for beat 2, 3, and 4 of that measure. Then the second line, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it kind of pops in an extra 2 counts of F sharp on beats 3 and 4 of that measure. And in the right hand, we're just going to do third. So if you already know these chords like F sharp minor and A and C sharp minor and D, we're just doing the bottom note, the root, and the middle note, the third. So that's going to be F sharp and A, switch to A and C sharp. I'm keeping my hand just in this position, so 1 and 3 on that, and then 3 and 5 on that, and you'll see later why that's important. So F sharp and A and C sharp, F sharp and A and C sharp, then C sharp and E, D and F sharp, 3, 4. F sharp and A and C sharp, F sharp and A and C sharp, C sharp and E, D and F sharp, then back to F sharp and A. And there, because of my hand position, when I landed on the D, it was easy to just keep my third finger on the F sharp and do that. So that's sort of level 1 with this piano part. And if you want to just do all the verses just like that, keeping it simple, that'll sound great. If we want it to sound exactly like the piano on the Lana Del Rey recording, we're actually only going to play it that way at the very outro when it really strips back, and there's a little bit of extra stuff going on, so I'll show you how to do that. It sounds really cool. So the main difference is going to be when we go to the A chord, we're going to also drop our thumb down to play an E. This is the second inversion of an A major chord, as you might know it usually. So invert it up twice. That's what we got: E, A, and C sharp. So now we've got this nice little da 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 melody happening, and if you listen closely to the recording, you will hear that in there. Then we'll do this part just like we did. 3, 4. And then the difference here is every other time, the lines that end with that extra F sharp, we're going to actually do the full triad with the C sharp. So we're just adding the G sharp to what we were already doing there, and then we're also going to add the third note, the fifth interval, the A, to the D chord. And then we'll just go up to the regular F sharp minor there at the end. So a little addition of this A inversion here, and then every other time the full triads for that part. So now I'll sing through the first verse playing it this way, and just a note, when you finish the verse, there is one more pass of C sharp minor and D, just kind of tacked on at the end, and I'm going to do the full triad in the right hand for that too. Swinging in the backyard, pull up in your fast car, whistling my name. Open up a beer and you take it over here and play a video game. I'm in his favorite sundress, watching me get undressed, take that body downtown. I say you the bestest, leaning for a big kiss, put his favorite perfume on, go play a video game. 3, 4. So again, I did the full triads on the last time. And if remembering to alternate doing the thirds versus the full triads on the C sharp minor and D is throwing you off, don't worry about it. I don't think it's that important. I just wanted to give you the most accurate thing. But yeah, if it's just distracting you, just stick with whatever comes more naturally, the full triad or the thirds. All right, so now let's do the chorus. First chord up is an E sus4. That's a E, A, and B. I'm doing just a single E bass note in my left hand on my fourth finger, I think. I like that. And a lot of the chords in the chorus last a bit longer than in the verses. And in those spaces, we're going to start filling in a quarter note pulse with the right hand. It's you, it's all for you, everything I do. If you want to resolve that E sus4 down to an E, maybe on everything or do, I think that'll sound good. Everything I do. There's a lot of different strings and stuff swirling around on the recording, so it's hard to kind of pinpoint if and how it resolves, but you can feel that out. Everything I do, I tell you all the time. So now we're going to D, and instead of doing the root position like we did before, we're going to actually have our thumb on F sharp, second finger on A, pinky on D. So this is the first inversion of a D chord. That said, the left hand just stepped down to the pinky on the D root. Heaven is a place on earth where you... So this is an inversion of A, and it's actually the same one we were doing before with E, A, and F sharp. Tell me all the things you wanna... So we just stepped down to a G chord in the kind of the same shape in this third inversion shape. Thumb on D, third finger on G, fifth finger on B. So that's for wanna, and then we're just gonna land on F sharp, do, and we'll just do the thirds for that like we were doing in the intro. And the timing on that is we've got a measure where the first 3 counts are A, and then just the 4th count of that measure is G as it steps down to the F sharp minor. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 4th beat of this measure, so similar pacing, the left hand just steps down to an E bass note, so it's just F sharp over E, and that's on the word bad for I heard that you like the bad girls, honey. And on honey, we're going back to that inversion of D. Is that true? That's too high for me. This whole song is a little too high for me. I'm going to jump down an octave for is that true? It's better than I ever even. So now we get to back to that A, and we're going to do that same descending thing again. New. They say that the world was built for 2, only worth living if somebody is loving you. So this is a B diminished over F. So a B diminished chord is like that, but we've got it inverted here. Left hand's doing an F bass note, F, B, and D in the right hand. Weird chord, but I think that's accurate. I listened to it a bunch of times and just picked out those notes. And notice that the transition here from the D to the diminished chord is pretty smooth. Your pinky and the right hand can stay on D. So practice that a few times. Baby, now you do. And we get back to the F sharp minor that's going to kick off the instrumental, just going back to that other progression. Notice on the chord chart, I have that F sharp minor that's over the word do in parentheses because it hits at the end of the last moment of the chorus line, but it's also the start of the instrumental. So really, when you sing do, you are on to the instrumental. So let me play through the whole chorus one more time without stopping to talk about chords. And I'm going to add a little bit more rhythm in the left hand, but this is totally optional. I'm going to, instead of just holding whole notes in the left hand, I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3, 4. So on the 1, 2, and 3. So and after 2 and 3, It just gives it a little bit more movement. I'm going to do that like on the E sus4 and the D, where it's just kind of hanging out on one chord for a little while. It's you, it's you, it's all for you. Everything I do, I tell you all the time. Heaven is a place on earth where you tell me all the things you wanna do. I heard that you like the bad girls, honey. Is that true? It's better than I ever even knew. They say that the world was built for two, only worth living if somebody is loving you. Baby, now you do. So now we're in the instrumental. It's just like the other parts. 3, 4. Although you might notice a little asterisk I put on the D there. It's because there's this really cool string part that comes in and adds this note, this tense, dissonant note above that D. And there's lots of string parts in this song, but that one really catches my ear, so I kind of like to throw it in. So maybe just for this D that has the asterisk on it, instead of doing the chord like that, I'm just going to do the root and the G sharp. So, baby, now you do. 3, 4. Or you could hit the chord first and then add it in, however you feel it. Okay, cool. We're in good shape now. You've learned all the main chord progressions. You could do a full cover of the song now. I'm going to get into a few other little cool details as we finish up the arrangement, but yeah. So the second verse is going to be the exact same as the first verse, just different lyrics. But if you want to add in the little pizzicato string part, the little bum, 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 bum that happens in between lines, that could be cool. Probably doing it as octaves. But yeah, it's just F sharp, C sharp, A, F sharp. You might even do it all the way up to here. So that's going to be singing in the old bars, swinging with the old stars, living for the fame. Kissing in the blue dark, playing pool and wild darts, video games. I'm not going to do it here, even though it's on the recording, just because if I jump up to do it, I'm going to miss that F sharp minor. Then he holds me in his big arms, drunk and I am seeing stars. This is all I think of, watching all our friends fall in and out of old poles. This is my idea of fun. So again, not doing it there on the F sharp minor. Playing video games. 3, 4. Then we're on another chorus. It's you, it's you, it's all for you. And yeah, that chorus is the exact same as the first one. And then this time we've got a slightly different post-chorus section. You get into it similarly to the way you got into the instrumental after the first chorus, where it's baby, now you do. On the do, it kind of starts this new section. But this time it's going to go through the full progression, where the second line goes to the F sharp minor. The first time you can add in that cool G sharp if you like it. And there's these kind of light background vocals that sound like this. So from the baby, now you do, 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 now you do. It's you. So now we go back into a chorus. That other chorus just ended, but after that little post-chorus, we're right in another one, and that's going to be the last chorus of the song. Once again, nothing new in that chorus. It ends with a baby, now you do, back to this piano part for the outro, which is basically the same thing as the post-chorus we just did. You'll notice there's not an asterisk on that D, because that string part doesn't happen that time on the recording. Again, if you don't like it, you can just do a regular D there. So it has those now you do vocals again. And then after you do that, it's just one more time through that whole progression, the 2-line one that ends on F sharp minor. But we're circling back to the first way we learned this, where we didn't add that extra note or anything. So the song just kind of ends on a simplified, stripped down version of that progression. 3, 4. So just the simple thirds in the right hand. and getting a little quieter as the song winds to a close on that F sharp minor thirds. And I want to give you one more little detail if we want to circle all the way back to the intro. Something cool that you can do to kind of mimic the strings that come in at the end of the intro before the first verse starts. So we've got this start of the intro. 3, 4, and then here's where the strings kind of come in. And for this C sharp minor, instead of going down, you could go up to this inversion. So that's G sharp, C sharp, and E. Then for the D, we're going to step to that inversion we've been doing in the chorus. And then you could do the full F sharp minor chord here, actually. F sharp, A, and C sharp. So then we get that nice melody being voiced by the highest notes. That's what the strings are playing there. So kind of cool. You can throw that in. All right, cool. Thanks for sticking with it this far. I've shown you all the individual parts to play the whole song, but now I'll put it all together in kind of a full cover so you can just see how it all fits. And once again, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe and turn on the notifications so you'll know when I come out with more videos like this. Also give it a like and let me know in the comments what songs you want to see next. Okay, here's my version of video games. Swinging in the backyard, pull up in your fast car, whistling my name. You open up a beer and you take it over here and play a video game. I'm in his favorite sundress, watching me get undressed, take that body downtown. I say you're the bestest, leaning for a big kiss, put his favorite perfume on, go play a video game. It's you, it's you, it's all for you. Everything I do, I tell you all the time. Heaven is a place on earth with you. Tell me all the things you wanna do. I heard that you like the bad girls, honey. Is that true? It's better than I ever even knew. They say that the world was built for two, only worth living if somebody is loving you. Baby, now you do. Singing in the old bars, swinging with the old stars, living for the fame. Kissing in the blue dark, playing pool and wild darts, video games. He holds me in his big arms, drunk and I am seeing stars. This is all I think of, watching all our friends fall in and out of old halls. This is my idea of fun, playing video games. It's you, it's you, it's all for you. Everything I do, I tell you all the time. Heaven is a place on earth with you. Tell me all the things you wanna do. I heard that you like the bad girls, honey. Is that true? It's better than I ever even knew. They say that the world was built for two, only worth living if somebody is loving you. Baby, now you do. 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 It's you, it's you, it's all you all the time. Heaven is a place on earth where you tell me all the things you wanna do. I heard that you like the bad girls, honey. Is that true? It's better than I ever even knew. They say that the world was built for two, only worth living if somebody is loving you. Baby, now you do, now you do.